Hi guys, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided that I wanted to follow along with one of my old makeup tutorials. I went back through some of my first posted videos and a lot of them were just cosplay or recreating wrestler's makeup, but I wanted to do one of my own tutorials recreation just to see what I do differently. And the first one that came up that wasn't cosplay or a makeup recreation was my everyday makeup routine slash foundation routine. This was filmed back in 2015, so it's pretty old. I'm sure I do a lot of things differently than what I did back then, but yeah, I'm just basically going to be recreating what little fetus Megan did back in 2015. So if you'd like to see what this is going to look like now, then just keep on watching. The first thing that I am going to do, my hair was semi pulled up in that photo, but I'm actually going to put my hair up because this is not a situation that we want today. So I'm just gonna pull my hair up and then we're going to get started. Okay. And a lot of times in my tutorials these days, I don't start off with a complete blank face. I'll always have my base done. So surprise, this is what I look like without makeup on. It's not great, but this is what we're dealing with today. But yeah, let's start watching. Oh, I don't want to do this. I hate watching myself. Okay. Okay, I'm skipping my hair talk. Congrats, you dyed your hair and wanted to plug your Instagram. Today I'm going to be doing my basic everyday makeup routine, which is just basically a wing liner and stuff. Pretty simple thing that I like to do every day. So if you want to see how I do it, then just keep watching. So what I like to start with, I don't always do this, but it's getting into winter here and my skin's getting quite dry, so I'm going to be using this Miller & More just body lotion. I just use it on my face because I like it, so I'm just going to put some of that on my face. Okay, so back then, in 2015, I would only moisturize in the winter because my skin would get dry. Now I moisturize every day, multiple times a day, but I'll always moisturize before I put my foundation on and, you know, start my skin and everything. And back then, I don't know what the hell I was using. I'm assuming it was something that I got in a gift set. But I use now the Lash, I don't know how to pronounce this thing, I can't speak English, it's this one from Lash. This is what I use, this is what I like, so I'm just going to put some of that on my face. Okay, what is next? Starting with my foundation, and I use the Australis Fresh and Flawless foundation in the colour Nude, because I'm just so incredibly pale. So I just put that all over my face using a sponge. Okay, so back then I used to use the Australis foundation. I still might use Australis foundations, there's nothing wrong with them at all. I've just found, you know, more of my favourite foundations throughout the year. So these days what I would typically use would be the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat foundations. This one's the slightly darker shade. Normally I get the shade Neutral, which is the lightest shade, because just like back then I'm still pretty pale. But this is the one I have on hand at the moment. And I know this might be ridiculous, but since I discovered it, it's literally my favourite foundation to use because I'm someone that does like really full coverage foundation, even if it's just for the day, kind of just doing general activities. I like a lot of full coverage makeup on. So I'm not lying, I do use my TV paint stick as my everyday foundation, but I think I'm just going to use the NYX one today. Also, something that I didn't do back then and have only really just started doing this year is using primer. I used to hate primers, but that's because I never really found one that worked well with my skin and my face. But I have since found an Australis one, so I guess it fits with the foundation that I used to use. But that's just the primer, the original. So I'm going to put this on and then put on my foundation. Okay, how did I actually used to apply my foundation back then? Let's have a look. So I used to dot it on my face which I still do. I might mute this music, I don't know if it's copyright. And I used to use one of those flat makeup sponges, ew. These days I'll either use a brush, the BYS Cosmetics brushes. I'll normally use this like buffer brush for foundation, or I'll use a damp like beauty blender-ish makeup sponge. This is an old one. I can't find my new ones. I brought some and I don't know where I put them. But yeah, I'll either use one of these or a mixture of both. So I'm just going to pick one of those and put on my foundation. As you can see, it is a little bit dark for me, but you know, shh, we won't talk about that. What's next? Using this palette that I got from eBay actually, I'll link it down below. I'm just going to put some concealer under my eyes and anywhere that I might need it. Okay, so I used to use, if this will pause, like an eBay palette for my concealer. It was one of those ones where you would get like 12 or so different concealer shades and like contouring colors and color correctors. Concealer wise these days, what I would normally use is the Essence Camouflage Full Coverage Concealer. This is like my favorite concealer ever, but Essence have actually discontinued it, so I can't find it anywhere. When I heard that they were, I tried to go and stock up on a bunch of them, but literally they're not being stocked in the shops anymore. I must have missed out or found out too late, and people obviously bought them and there's none left. But I did try, so I had to go with something else, and it's getting dark in here. The sun's gone behind the clouds. And I'm still using Essence, and this is the Essence Stay All Day 16-hour long lasting concealer in the color 10 Natural Beige. How did I used to put my concealer on back in the day? Just a triangle under my eyes. Is that the only place I'd put it? Let's have a look. Yep, and I would rub that in. Oh my god, Megan, your under eyes. Jesus. Something that I didn't used to do back then, but I'm going to do now, is I go over my nose and my forehead with my concealer, and then anywhere that I think I might need it. So maybe down here, because I've got a few little like breakouts on my chin. So I'm going to actually use my sponge this time and buff this all in and not destroy my under eyes like I used to do. Oh my god, I was like scraping them. Jesus. Okay. What's next? Now for like contour, highlight, going to obviously get the lighter colour to highlight and the darker colour to contour. Oh, I used to go over it then with a cream contour and highlight. Oh my god. This was back when I think like cream contouring was first kind of becoming a thing, and I thought I had to do it. Oh my god, this is so cringy. I'm not doing this. I can't. I hate cream contour. I despise it. The fact that I used to do it back then. Oh my god, ew. And I just rub the sponge into my skin. I'm removing more product because I'm just like scrubbing this sponge. Okay, I'm not doing that. I'm getting my face powder, which is a Jordana one, and it's in the colour 103 Nude Beige, and I'm just going to put that all over my face. Okay, now I'm setting my foundation and whatever that mess of a cream contour was. I still do that, still set my skin, set my foundation. I do something a little bit differently now. So I'll show you. I normally get my actual contouring palette. If I can open it. And inside you do have these lighter shades up the top, which I actually use to set my under eye before I set my full face. So I'm going to do that. So I just use these lighter colors and use that just to set my under eye. And then I will go in with, now I use a translucent powder. Again, this is an Essence one, and it's all about matte fixing compact powder, and yeah, just translucent. So that's what I will use. Back then I used to use like basically, you know, a pressed powdered foundation, but now I use a translucent one. Something else that I'm noticing I do differently, back in the day I used to rub my powder into my skin, which I found out removes more of your makeup and moves your foundation and everything around. So now I just pat it into my skin, which honestly has really improved a lot with my makeup, like since I started doing this as well. It just doesn't make it seem quite as cakey. Okay, what is next? I'm taking my Australis palette. It's got a whole bunch of like eyeshadows and bronzer and stuff in it. I'm just going to use the bronzer and put it on my cheeks. Okay, so I'm putting bronzer on my cheeks, which is basically the same as what I do now by the looks of things. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to bronze our cheeks. I feel like the difference between how I do this now is, again, back in the day, just scrub this on. Why was I doing this? But today I do more of a circular motion and I start off and really build it up. I actually use quite a lot of bronzer, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, basically the same, just more light-handed circular motions, and I build it up instead of just going straight in with like a full color. Do I contour anywhere else? If I don't do nose contour, I'm gonna scream. Up onto my temples and forehead. Temples and forehead. If you don't put this on your nose. In that Australis palette, I'm just gonna get a blusher and put that onto my cheeks.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I don't contour my nose. Honestly, I'm contouring my nose. I'm not contouring my nose. I don't care what. Nope, we're contouring. We're doing a nose contour. Something else I also do now is I go under my chin. I have to nose contour. I don't. Ugh. How did I not? Look at you. Your nose is huge. Why aren't you contouring your nose? I can't believe I didn't used to do this. Like, that's a crime, in all honesty. We have a nose now, Megan. It's okay, you'll learn. Okay, so I actually legitimately used to use blush, which now I don't like blush. But, you know, we're gonna use some blush. And I feel like the best thing to use for blush is my TRIXIE palette, because we know TRIXIE is the queen of blush. And this one comes with a giant one, so we're going to use some blush. Where do I put the blush? Just straight up on the apples of my cheeks. Okay. I don't think I used to use too much because it doesn't look like there's a lot, but that was a lot. We're gonna mute that down. That a lot came off of that. Whoops. Okay, what cringy ass thing did I used to do next? Using my Anastasia brow gel in the color brown. I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. Okay, I used to use a brow gel. Today I normally use a brow pencil. And do you think I know where it is? Such as an Essence eyebrow pencil in 2 brown. So I'm going to be filling that in. My eyebrows do need to go get threaded, which I'm doing, I promise. They're just not great at the moment, but we're going to fill them in. Actually, how did I used to fill my brows in? I think I used to do them quite square. Oh my god, this is terrible. I used to arch them a bit because I didn't really have an arch. I kind of got one now. Oh, okay. Okay, this should do. What's next? My black liquid eyeliner, and I'm just going to do a simple wing liner look. Black liner, okay, I just used one that was like a little pot of liquid liner with the brush that I used to dip in and paint on. Now I use the NYX Epic Ink Eyeliner. This is a really good dupe for Kat Von D's tattoo liner, and honestly it's a lot cheaper and so much better, and you're not supporting Kat Von D. So I'm just going to be using that and doing a wing liner. How did I used to do it? Was it pretty thin? I think I used to do a pretty thin line and a pretty small wing, which these days I don't do. We go all out on black eyeliner. Yeah, so it's pretty little. Okay, let's do this. I already feel like that's a lot bigger than what I used to do, but whoops. Okay, I'm just used to drawing them big. Did I used to do inner corner? What did I used to do? Just taper it in. Okay. These days I normally extend it down just to like make my eyes look a bit more like of a longer eye shape. But back then, no, we don't do that here. There's one thing that hasn't changed, is the fact that I still suck at getting my eyeliner even. Okay, that will do. What's next?
My eyeliner pencil, and I'm just going to put that in my waterline.
Oh yeah, I used to do black waterline, which is something that I don't really do now a lot. I just leave my waterline as it is because it makes my eyes look smaller when I put black in them. But we're going to do that. Okay, so black eyeliner pencil in the waterline. Did I use to tightline or just do my waterline? Nope, just straight. Okay. Ugh, why? Ew! Ugh, I hate it. Why did I used to do this? Okay. What am I torturing myself with
I'm using
next?
this Rimmel London Sexy Curve mascara. I think it's actually an old
Oh
one.
god, I
don't know if
remember
they
this
still sell it. They
mascara.
might, but
I loved it.
just have that because I love the brush on it.
I used to keep the brush and like dip it in other mascaras and still use the brush because I loved it. Okay. Mascara time. What are we using? What do I have? We're going to go in with something that has literally been around 4 years. The Maybelline Great Lash, just because my other one's running out and I only have a Maybelline as backup, which is terrible, but this will do. So we're going to mascara. Okay, we have mascara on. I hate how my eyes look. Why did I used to do this? Did I used to do lower lashes? Yes, okay, lower lashes too. And I'm using basically the same Maybelline Great Lash thingy, but this is the one with the littler like brush end to do my lower lashes. Did I used to do fake lashes? I swear to god, if I don't stick a pair of fake lashes on in 2015, I will scream.
This is my basic everyday makeup routine. Just winged eyeliner,
This is
mascara.
it?
People might think it's a bit over the top because I do highlight and contour my face, but that is just what I...
People may think it's over the top because I do highlight and contour my face. You put a cream highlight down. You can't even see anything. There's barely any you didn't even contour. Oh my god, I'm going to scream. Is this seriously all I did?
Personally, you obviously don't have to. But yeah, this is just the simple look.
I used to think this was over the top. These days, I'd be walking down to the shops in like a full smoky eye and like a pair of dramatic lashes with a red lip. And I thought this was over the top. Oh my god, please say I put a lip gloss on or something.
If you guys liked it, please subscribe, give it a thumb.
Oh. I want to die. We are going to make this more modern and more today Megan. And we are going to highlight and we're going to put a lip on and some lashes. Okay, so this is what I used to do, and now I'll be back in a second once I'm done and I'm going to show you what I would make this look like now. So yeah. Okay, so 2 Greatest Showman soundtrack songs later and I am back. Basically this is how I would do this look today. stuck on a bunch of highlight because I need my highlight in my life, especially my nose highlight. I put on some lashes because your girl can't live without them. These are the socialized lashes in the style Vixen. They are super, super nice. I really, really like them. These are something slightly more like played down for me. These is what I consider like a natural wispy lash, because normally I put on something very, very bold and dramatic. And I put on some lipstick and over-aligned the hell out of my lips, which is something that I do religiously today. I won't put on lipstick or anything without over-aligning my lips. But yeah, so much better than what it was before. Me with my cream highlight and then covering it up with powder, thinking it'd be like, oh my god, it's so dramatic, I've got like cream highlighter. But yeah, this is basically what I would make this look like today, because it was disastrous beforehand. But yeah, if you guys liked this tutorial, I don't even think it was a tutorial. If you liked me following along with my old video, well then I'm glad you did, because I hated it. But yeah, I kind of wanted to do a updated everyday makeup look anyway. I did do one, what, like 7 months ago maybe, but again, my makeup, everyday makeup has changed again since then. So if you would like a new updated everyday makeup look, then let me know and I can do one, because things have changed. I can't stop looking at myself in the mirror with this black like waterline, because I don't do this anymore and it looks so weird. Like my eyes look tiny and I don't like it. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, then please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Feel free to leave any comments, requests, questions down in the comment section below. If you'd like to follow me or contact me on any social media, links to do so are always down in the description. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!